Hello all, and thank you for listening to Mr. Laxton's video on these Algebra 2 Section 2.4 notes. And today we are writing equations of lines. Alright, and before I forget, it makes me feel like a real YouTuber if I say, hey, make sure you hit the subscribe button. So please hit the subscribe button so you can get links to all my videos and get some notifications when I post new videos for you. Alright, so thank you for doing that, and let's get into writing equations of lines. How do I write an equation of a line is my essential question. We're going to be given a bunch of different information today, and we're going to have to take that information to write equations of these lines. Okay, so the main one here, slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. There is standard form, y equals ax plus b, y equals c. I'm not huge into that equation. I just like the slope-intercept form. I think it's easier. It's just a little bit more user-friendly. Okay, so here for this first one, we're going to be given a slope and a y-intercept. All right. And for this one, I only have one little dash here. Sub the information right into y equals mx plus b. All right, so if you're given a slope and a y-intercept, you literally just plug it in and see what you got there. So my slope here is m. They give me 6, and my y-intercept is b, and they give me is 3. So I have y equals 6x plus 3. That's my equation, and we're done. All right, so that one's the easiest one. Not too bad. Go through there. Okay, so now the next one, it says when you're given a slope and a point. Okay, so we're going to plug the point and the slope into y equals mx plus b, and then we're going to solve for the b. So they don't give us what my y-intercept is, but we're going to solve for it and find out what it is. So I have this equation, I have y equals mx plus b that we use all the time, right? So, and it's kind of cool here that they give you your slope as your m, but then now they give you this point, which is an xy point. So I now know my m, my x, and my y, and I can solve for this b. So I know that my y is -4 equals my m, which is 2, and my x, which is, in this equation, 3 plus b. So now I have -4 is equal to 6 plus b, and then to solve for that b, I got to minus the 6 over, I got to minus the 6, so I get -10 is equal to my b. Sorry that I ran out of room there. But now, if I just write this in my equation is y equals 2x plus, and my b is -10. So if you have 2x minus 10, that's going to be the same answer as well. Okay, so now here is that they give us 2 points for number 3. We're given 2 points. So now you need to find the slope first, and then once you have the slope, you have a point, and then it's kind of the same thing that we did in number 2 here to go through. Okay. Find the slope of these 2 points. So I have this point and this point. I got to go 7 minus 4, -1 minus 2. So I have 7 minus 4 on the top, -1 minus 2 on the bottom. So 7 minus 4 is 3. -1 minus 2 is -3. So my slope is -1 here for this guy. So now that I have my slope, this is my m. Now I got to go through and find my b. What does my b actually equal? And to do that, now it's just like example number 2. I have this one, y equals mx plus b, and now let's just go through and plug them in. So I know I'm just going to use this point, my 2, 4. So I know that my 4 equals my y, my m is -1, my x is 2 plus b. Okay. So here, I'm going to kind of skip a step here. This is going to be -2, so I got to add 2 to both sides. So 6 is equal to my b. So now my equation is y equals -1x plus 6. So my y equals mx plus b. All right, so a couple different things there. If you're given a slope and a y-intercept, if you're given a slope and a point, or if you're just given 2 points, you can find these equations. All right, so as I keep on rolling here, these guys, the next couple examples talk about parallel lines and perpendicular lines. Remember here that parallel lines have the same slope, and perpendicular lines have opposite reciprocal slopes. Reciprocal slopes. All right, so now it says write an equation with a y-intercept at 3 that is parallel to y equals 2x minus 7. So here my m is 2, So I know that a line that is parallel, my new m, so I'm just going to say my m sub 1, is got to be 2 as well. All right, because it's got to be the same slope, they got to be parallel. All right, so now here, this is my b that they already give us of my new line, so I have y equals 2x plus 3. Okay, so they give us the y-intercept, so that's nice. They give us the b, and then they give us indirectly, they give us that, hey, it's parallel to this line, but I know that parallel lines have the same slopes, so that is why my slope is 2 for that one. All right, the next example is write an equation of a line that passes through -10, 6 and is perpendicular to y equals 5x minus 1. So right here, I know that my m is 5, okay? But I know that this guy's going to be perpendicular, so I know that my m sub 1 has to be the opposite reciprocal. So the opposite reciprocal is 5 is -1 over 5. All right, so that is my opposite reciprocal. Now I go through, I have this, I have y equals mx plus b. What do I know? I know that this line goes through this point right here, so this is my x, this is my y. So I have 6 equals, and my slope is -1/5 times 10, -10, plus b. So this is going to be 6 is equal to positive 2 plus b. -1/5 times -10 is positive 2. So if I minus the 2, I get 4 is equal to b. So now my new equation is y equals -1/5 x plus 4. All right, that's my new slope, and then my y-intercept that I found. Okay, so those ones are a little bit trickier when you have to kind of find indirectly what is my slope, what is my y-intercept, different things like that. All right, and I better change some colors here. It looks like a lot of blue. All right, so direct variation. This is just kind of quick, and this is kind of in here just section pretty quick. Direct variation is just this, y equals kx. All right, and you should see some relation to y equals mx plus b. All right, that notice that this y equals kx is the same thing. It's just y equals mx plus 0. All right, so that is why my y-intercept is always 0 for direct variation. So that's kind of where they have that. This k is the constant of variation. It's really just the slope. All right, it's the same thing as the slope that we walk. So to graph, it always has the goes through the origin, and then you have to find out what your k is. The slope of the graph is your k here. All right. So here it says write a direct variation equation of x and y with the given point 520. Okay. So here I have y equals kx. Y equals kx, and I'm given this point x and a y, so I know that 20 is equal to x or k times 5, and then I can divide by 5 here, divide by 5. I know that my k is equal to 4, so my direct variation equation is y equals 4x. That's my answer there for that one. All right, so now it says what is the value of y when x equals 10. So now I literally just take it here. I have y equals 4 times 10, so y is equal to 40. All right, that's really all that is. Just pretty quick, pretty easy. Direct variation is kind of the same thing as y equals mx plus b, but it's got always goes through that origin, always got a y-intercept of 0. So again, I know that I'm kind of going through these quickly and fastly. Fastly, that's a new word. I just invented it today. I know I'm going through these a little bit quick, a little bit fast. So if you do have any questions, please come and find me. You can always pause the video, work through these a little bit slower on your own if you need to. But please come find me if you have any questions. I'm always here. Thanks. Have a good rest of your day.